Having a good video idea.
Nice.
It's code related.
No, 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 no. Hello everyone, I'm back here with my PvZ Heroes Potato Edition thingy. I wanted to make another one in this thing because I had an idea. In my previous video some people asked why I didn't just mod the game to make the demonstration, and like, true. The answer is just that I don't know that much about modding, to be honest. But like, yeah, it was a good point. Like, if you wanted to, I don't know, make the changes and show them before he actually came into the game, I could have just modded the game, right? So I was thinking about that, and I came with a little idea, which was this. If I show you, we have the card maker thingy. So it is mostly a concept, right? It's a card maker to make your actual cards in the game. I had this idea because if you go into the Reddit of this game, a lot of people post their custom ideas, like custom card ideas, new card and stuff. But like at the end of the day, they're just ideas, right? Like, we can't really actually put them in the game because the only way to do that would be via modding. And like, sure, you can play them and try them against bots, but you can actually play them with people, right? So this is like a concept to put into a version of PvZ Heroes that was like kind of online and stuff. In this, you can select the tribes for your plants. Currently, it's only for plants, right? Because in this little game, I only have plants made. Yeah, kind of made, like it's not even complete, but you get it. You have your tribes, your traits, and then this is all for the effect. You can set the attack and your health and cost of the plant and stuff. Currently, it doesn't have anything, but if we hit play, you can see that a lot of options appear. I put basically every tribe I could think of and every trait that applies to plants. A couple of triggers, only one of them works though, so I'll show that later. Same here, and yeah. For this part, who is X, it means in the trigger, some of the abilities say when X is played, or when X does stuff. This who is X would be to define what thing is the X here, right? The effect also has Y, which is again to define who is or what is the Y, right? As I made this, I realized that it would be better just to make it so that depending on what you select here, it affects what the other options are. This way you can have multiple abilities and stuff, but with the way I made it, well, it's the way it is, right? So currently, for example, you can say when X is played, when the plant hero is played, right? This doesn't make sense. So if I remade it so that depending on what you select here, more things appear, that will be a lot better. It will probably just be stored in text like I don't know, 0 for this effect, 1 for this one, 3 for this one, and then whatever appears is 0, 1, 2, and etc. This way you could have multiple things, and options that you can select for this effect wouldn't appear here, right? You could also probably have a bunch of different triggers and effects, because with the current system, you can only have one ability, which means cards like Starch Lord can't exist, because Starch Lord has the effect where at the start of turn it conjures a root, and when you play a root, it is buffed. This only has space for one ability, so it wouldn't work, right? Okay, that said, let's try making something, right? So no ability, let's just make a nothing card currently. Since we didn't select anything here, we don't need anything here, so it's whatever. Let's make it a bean with hunt 1, and let's make it a 2-1-1. And if we press this, I'll show you the console. It gives us a card code. It is pasted to the clipboard, so if I show you here, there is our code. This part at the beginning is simply a bunch of gibberish to make it sure that the game checks if this is at the beginning, to know if you didn't just type nothing here and try to load it. It doesn't work. Then it goes thing by thing. Every single one of these symbols exists simply so that the code knows that it has to check for the next thing. So for example, it will read character by character starting from here. It will see a 2. It doesn't care about the 2 yet. It will see this. It will know that then this that was before is the attack and assign it to the card we're creating. It does the same next, but this time it's checking for health. So it checks the 1, doesn't care, it checks this, it knows that it has to grab whatever is before to assign it as health. Same for the cost. For the tribes, it goes, if it finds a comma, it also checks for more. If it finds this, then it knows to continue. Same here, it sees the comma, so if there was something else here, it would add it, but there's not, so it just goes here and it ends. These zeros are for the trigger 1 and who is X. If you don't select anything here, nothing appears, but the game treats empty spaces as zeros, so it actually looks like this. So let's actually get a card code, then paste it and load the card. Now let's hide this. And you can see here our custom card. If we press it, it's a bean plant that is a 2-1, costs 1, and it's a hunt 1 card. Hunt obviously only has a single level and it doesn't show it in the actual game, but it doesn't really matter. Like, This just having hunt would mean it's hunt. I could make it so that if the ability doesn't have levels, it is just hidden, but either way it's there, right? Okay, so let's make another card real quick. Let's make one with a bunch of traits and tribes. Let's add every single trait. Okay, and let's make it an absurd number, 999, there we go. Get the code, here it is. It has a bunch of text, then paste, load, and let's take a look. Okay, here it is. It has a big number. As you can see, it only has 5 tribes plus the plant, which is added automatically. There's also a limit to how many abilities it can have, but it's 10, and just by coincidence, there are only 10 abilities that I could come up with, so there you go. Okay, so as for the effects, let me show you. Let's actually just stop the project and restart it so that everything is deselected. That's what this button is supposed to do, by the way, but I haven't actually made it do anything, so it's just there. Anyway, I haven't actually made any of the abilities do anything except for one, which is when X is played, with X being itself, add a copy of this card to your hand. Okay, so let's make a 1 cost 1/1. No, let's make it something else. 3/2. Let's go. Get the card code and paste it. There we go. Okay, so here we have a custom card which has the effect when this is played, add a copy of this card to your hand. So let's try it. We play it. It is added to your hand. It's placed a little bit weirdly because of some problem with the card numbering, but I'll just fix that later. So for now, just pretend it's here, right? So there you go. It has the ability and it works. Let me show you actual code real quick. Okay, when you press the create card button, it will check whatever values you have assigned and then go add them with the dashes in the middle. Comma, see if it should have multiple traits. Even if you only have one, it will still put the comma. It doesn't really matter. Then it does stuff. And when you press the actual load button, which is this one up here, it will read whatever you have written or pasted there. Check for the thing at the beginning here. It also cleans your message up here, and then it goes assigns values as the default, which default is -1, just to see if there is a problem. So in case you didn't assign something, for example, it will just set it at 0 later. Then it looks for your attack stat by searching for the first thing it finds, and when it finds it, it will check the values before then, and it does that for the attack, the health, and the cost. Then for the tribes, it looks for both this and the commas to see if it finds this, it just continues. If it finds this, it resets the values and continues checking. Same for the traits and the tribes. This part, the triggers, are saved as integers, which means the first option is, well, the first option is so this is saved as 0, this is saved at 1, 2, 3, etc. Same here, and same here, but this one has levels, which means you can change how much. So this one is actually saved as, let me show you, like this. It's saved, for example, as 1, which is the second option, and 7, which is the value of that option. This is saved like a decimal, so for example, 1-7 is actually saved as 1.7 in the code. If it doesn't detect an error at the end and everything looks good, it will create the card with the values you assigned, and there you go. Well, because if this was actually an online game, this method of actually getting a code instead of something else means that you could, for example, at the start of the game, exchange these codes, like, I don't know, a list of, let's say, a maximum of 10 custom codes between you and your opponents, so that both of you could have a custom card, a couple of custom cards in your deck, and the game actually being able to know what they are and what they should do. So that's the idea behind what I made here. Also this, if I actually fixed it, it would also allow me to recreate, in theory, every single card in the game so that I can actually store them with this type of code, instead of going here in the prefabs and having one of them for every single card that exists in the game, right? So instead of having one for the pea shooter and a Sapricot, I know it doesn't look like a Sapricot, but whatever. I could just have this custom card and like create every single card in the game from this, basically. So yeah, this way you could actually recreate the entire game and stuff like that. I probably won't do that because like I'm busy and I don't really have the time for that. But you know, it's an interesting idea, which is why it's a concept. So I guess that's it for the video. Thank you for watching and goodbye.